the cocoa in my pebbles. She's the spice in my curry. She's the color in my picture. She's the brightness in my life. I would be a dull, boring. I would never have gotten a different haircut or bought a single pair of new clothes in my entire life if it wasn't for this woman. I would be wearing clothes that are like 5 sizes too big for me that I got at Salvation Army for 50 cents because that's how I rolled. If it wasn't for her, she's been an amazing friend to me. She's been a person that I've leaned on more than anybody in my entire life. She's been a person that I've been open with and vulnerable with. She's seen me cry. She's seen me be strong. She's seen me be weak. She's seen me more goofy than you could ever imagine me ever being. And she's been by my side for the last 10 years. We've been married. We're celebrating our 6th anniversary in this June. And I'd like for you to welcome Nancy Holly. She's going to share a little bit of her story and our story and talk to some of the young ladies, and then I'll share a little bit about to the young men. All right, sweetheart. Don't tell any bad stories about me, sweetheart. You can tell.
Hi, ladies. Well, even though it's guys are here, I just want to specifically talk to you guys as women, as young women. But how many of you guys have? When you guys see The Vow, or The Notebook, or Titanic, or you guys know you watched the Twilight series, just admit it, you watched it, his glistening skin, you like, so, I mean, we've all kind of seen these romance movies, and for some odd reason, it's like, we just love romantic movies. Have you ever noticed, like, all girls like romance movies? And the thing is, it's like, even though we don't want to admit it, and we kind of just talk among our friends, but we kind of like daydream a little bit. Man, I wonder what it would, be like if I was that girl in that movie. Or I wonder, you do. If you're like in school, or if you're driving somewhere with your parents, and you just kind of like ponder, and we all have this like daydream of wanting to be part of a great love story. Well, guess what? I'm here to tell you that's very normal. If anything, God created you with that need. Yeah. How many of you guys love to make sure you have a very nice dress, or a nice blouse, or your hair has this like cool feather in it, or you like the trend or whatever, like it has the good ruffles, or something that you think this is nice. We all like to look nice, right? As women, right? We all like to look nice. Well, I'm here to tell you that that's actually a great thing, and it's one of the needs, one of the ways that God has made us. Okay, so 2 things, like the way that God has made us is that we desire to be part of a romance. Yeah, it's actually a legitimate need that God placed in our hearts, no matter how young and no matter how old. And the other one is we have a God-given desire to unveil beauty. Did you guys know that? It's God-given. It's true. You know why marketing works so well? Because it thrives on those 2 principles. It knows it. It knows somehow that women have these needs. And what do you see marketed? They market products according to these they unveil beauty, or they kind of spin the story to be part of this romantic, if you use this product, people are gonna like you better. If you look at magazines, look at her, she's so pretty. And they're trying to define to you what beauty is. So those 2 needs that actually God gave you are very legitimate. They are. But the world, right, tries to kind of define those for you. So let's take to be romance, right? So you guys all seen Pride and Prejudice, right? What? There's something wrong. You guys haven't seen Pride and Prejudice. All right. Well, okay. Well, then if you guys don't know that movie, I gotta use another one. But somehow we see these movies, right? And all of a sudden, the way that the women are romanced, it's very different. It is very different. All of a sudden, when men are attracted to women that show a little extra. You know, those are the women that get the attention. The women that get the attention and get the guy are the women that are like really aggressive and really like, or fawning a little bit too much or being a little bit too promiscuous. Those are the girls now in movies that are getting these romance movies. You know, those romantic end stories. And the thing is, that's not how God intended it. Like, the world is defining something for you very different. And there's another need, right? We talked about the unveiling of beauty, right? Somehow, we take that and say, that desire of unveiling beauty that's supposed to be guarded for the right time is saying, you know what? No, don't wait till then. Do it now. Do it now. Unveil your beauty now. You know, and you think, you know, all these images that are kind of like destroying what women are, it's because they're saying, don't wait to unveil your beauty. Do it now. You know? So they're reprogramming you to think that those two God-given needs to unveil beauty and to be part of a romance, God gave you those. God gave you those needs. Did you know that? You're created that way by God. And the world has twisted and defined it for you. The reality, though, it's not so. If they don't kind of show you the like after effects of that. And you know what? I was 12 years old, grew up on the south side of Chicago. Go Sox. But I did grow up on the south side of Chicago, and I went to the school called Hubbard High School. And for some odd reason, even then, the tides were changing, and I saw my friends, right? And you know what? I don't know how many guys want to deny it or kind of ignore it, but when Valentine's comes around, when Sweetest Day comes around, and everybody gets flowers, and you're just like, man, I just want one of those flowers, and you kind of daydream about that, and you're just like, man, I just wish, you know, I wish I could be that girl that gets those flowers, you know, and I wish I could be that, you know, girl that gets these chocolates. I was that girl. I was like, man, I want to be that, and I want to get those flowers, and I want to get, you know, these chocolates. But you know what I started noticing? In my freshman year in high school, and, you know, kind of even towards my junior year, I came to a conclusion that a lot of those girls that were getting those flowers and chocolates were dressing a little different, you know, were acting a little different. They were doing things that were very different. And I'm like, well, I guess I have to be like that to get chocolates and flowers, you know? And luckily, I was part of an amazing youth group that talked about romance God's way. And I made a commitment 13 years ago to say, you know what? This stuff, I don't want it that way. If the only way that I can get flowers and chocolates is to show a little more, to act a little bit more like flirty, or to, you know, befriend, just be a friend to a bunch of guys and be someone that I'm not, I don't want to be that. That's not authentic. I don't want to respond to that and get that kind of attention. Right. But the thing is, we all were made with this desire. And so when I went to church and they explained to me how to love God's way, it was very hard because part of me felt, oh, I need to sign this. I need to sign this, make this commitment because everyone else is doing it, you know? But I'm telling you, 13 years later, that I look back on that commitment, and it saved my life. It really did. Because what it made me do is it made me think about the way that I was going to love God's way. The way that I was going to say, you know what I have is very precious, and it's worthy. It's worthy of protection. And if the only reason why someone's giving you attention is because you're being flirtatious, or you're showing a little extra, or you're acting a certain way, that's not love. That's not attention that you should want. It's not the right kind of love. It feels good, right? Come on, we all like it. We all like it. When we get that attention, we get that extra boost. It kind of like supports our ego. Do you know what I mean? But guess what? Does it last? No. You live for the next person to give you attention. And does that last? No. You go on and on and on and on. You spend your whole life filling people to give you the attention. And the thing is, it doesn't work. It always leaves you empty. Amen. You always need the next person to get that kind of like, hey girl, you look good, man. you know, or, you know, hey, I like your hairdo. And all these things, it's like you live for the moment. Come on, you even dress in the morning and you take an extra hour because you desire to get that attention. You do. You go out of your way, and you even, don't tell me that you guys sometimes buy those clothes and you, Mom, I didn't know it was that low. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Okay? You didn't know it was that